I'm
Oh,
going to start the recorder. All right, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and hold it. And let it go. Now just breathing comfortably with your eyes closed. Go ahead.
got it. I had to accept. You have to accept the
Oh,
meeting being
yeah,
recorded,
got
and I wanted to see your beautiful face.
it. Stop. With your eyes closed, breathing comfortably, go ahead and feel your feet on the floor or whatever part of you is connected to something. Allow yourself to feel that connection. Allow yourself to feel centered and grounded. Allowing yourself to be right here, right now, as present as possible, so as to receive maximum benefit from this hour. Just following your breath through your body, just allowing yourself to be aware of what's going on in there. I want you to imagine your ideal life. What at this moment you perceive your ideal life would look like.
Or are you asking me, or you mean?
Just,
I'm thinking,
just continue to just take this in, just imagining this. Yeah. And maybe the ideal life that you wrote about in terms of having these programs and traveling, making the difference that you can make with your programs and books. And thinking about, first of all, just imagining that. Imagine yourself living that life. And say, it's safe for me to have this.
It's safe for me to have this.
And let that rattle around inside. Notice on a scale of 0 to 10 how true it might be.
I'm feeling good. I feel like it's like at a 7 is what I'm hearing.
Okay. So still imagining that. And now say, I deserve this.
Probably drop to a 5 on that.
Okay. And say, I have what it takes to do this.
It bounces back up to like a 7 or an 8.
Okay. And thinking about these different projects, in particular, the joys of trading, but whatever you might want to focus on at the moment, think of the actions that you can take on a regular basis. Think of the daily habits that would lead to creating this life. Also think of the daily habits that lead to the other outcomes that you want, including your physical health. And just notice on a scale of 0 to 10 how committed you feel to taking those actions, having those regular habits that lead to this health, wealth, and happiness.
I would have put myself at a 2 last week. I think I did. And I'm probably up to like a 5 or a 6. I feel like that I took to heart. I rewatched our video and saw me stymied by what I'm not going to say should, I'm going to avoid that word.
Yeah, no shooting on yourself.
What could be a, breakthrough kind of set of actions, for all of the above. And with the caveat, allowing myself not to be perfect. And that's one of the traps that I've utilized is like I write out what I want to do for the day. And when I get to the end of the day and I don't have some of it done, I'm just not getting busy about it. I'm just saying, next step. I'm open for the next step, but this was a big step. Where I am is a big step. I'm going to celebrate that and not allow the things that I haven't gotten done. It's just like some of it's over planning, and I want to deal with that. But some of it is still remaining resistance.
I was
And
listening to a guy recently who talked, he said, zero. Zero is the number of days that I finish everything on my daily to-do list.
that's a good one.
And it's like part of me is like, oh yeah, that's awesome. And part of me is like, that doesn't sound maybe you're setting the bar too high for yourself if you're always there it can go either way.
It depends on what kind of energy
Yeah.
you have around that statement.
Did you have you printed out the habit tracker?
I have, and I haven't done it daily. I've done it a few times, but I will commit to this week putting that on my mirror in the bathroom because it's filled out, and I'm doing it on a what do you call it, casual, non-structured.
Yeah.
But I think it'll help me to be more structured with that. So
That's what I find. And like you said, it's not a matter of perfection. So I don't, if I get to have a day where I don't check every box, I don't beat myself up. But it's a matter of, okay, if after a while a certain box isn't being filled, it's like, okay, I need to reevaluate. Is this important to me? Do I find value in this? Or am I, and what am I resisting? So it's
or
not,
release it. Can I release it? It's not really one of my top focuses.
right. Either I recognize it's not something that's a priority, and I'm not, or or I have some resistance that I need to deal with. So it's not a matter of beating ourselves up because it's not because it's an effect.
Right.
Whether or not that box is checked is an effect, and if I'm not getting the effect that I want, then I want to look at the cause. So it's not a matter of, oh, I did something wrong. It's, oh, something's stopping me. I want to look at that. And so it's always using that expression, being curious rather than judgmental.
Right. Right. I I that day I use these big um, drawing artists. That's how I brainstorm and stuff like that. I got some really good brainstorming, and that kind of not pushed me, but helped me stay focused and get some stuff done. I I talked to you about the beginning of last session. I talked about um, like identifying that which holds a trader back, and so I made a list of, and I'm going to build on it. But I mentioned some of them to you last week. Like fear and greed and stuff like that. And then I went and found, for most of them, I'm still working on it, but I found um, a a video that you did that spoke to that. And then I'm going to create my own video, with yours kind of the inspiration to, helping me kind of delve into that area. But I was really encouraged about that because that's a big part of my book. And so I mentioned to be like 7 to 12 things, and I got more than that. I'm going to find a few more, and then some of them I'm going to parse together. Other ones I'm going to eliminate and get down 7 to 12, whichever number I finish up with. And then so that's a project I'm going to be, I'm doing two sides of this joys of trading. One is learning how to do it, and then so that's when you asked me, like, what do I see? I have so much more clarity. I got into my vision, and just like what you were having me think of, I got into that, being in Kenya and developing my legacy foundation that will support that, and some local stuff too. My brother's school, and I volunteer at a homeless shelter, and I want to help them. But also, I'm going to go around the United States, all the baseball stadiums. I don't know if did I put that?
You
in
did
my
write
thing?
that, yeah.
So I'm really excited. I'm going to do that this next season. And so I'm excited about that. And, I know that and that really helps to like tie it to, that's what I'm going to get. The wealth and abundance that I create in my life is going to allow me to serve other people more effectively, but also to do things in my life that I can't do right now. So I'm excited about that. So that was fun.
I know that you have you have it written down in January. Let me see if I can find this. January 1st, 2024, experiencing the great joy that you've launched the Joys of Trading. So, do you have a deadline by when you will have the book written?
Well, here's the deal. It may not be a book. A book may not be like, that's the last in the line. It's like when you develop an audience and you write the book, and it's really all the information is already there. I've seen other people do this. They're online, and then it's really more of an advertising piece. You're writing the book to advertise your ecosystem, if you will, or whatever. So that's not what I want to do, is to go with what you're saying. I'm going to say online product.
The online product. Okay.
All right. And so it's going to be, and I'm going to say a full presence, because in January, my plan is to have put the program together. And that's what this week really helped me a lot. And I have 6 weeks or 7 weeks, probably 8 weeks. And I'm going to have to ramp up. I ramped up a good amount this week, but to do that by the end of the year,
yeah,
it's going to take a significant out of my comfort zone kind of.
That's where I get to. So close your eyes, take a deep breath. As you think about that, notice where there might be resistance. Notice where in your body you might feel stuff stopping you. That party that goes 8 weeks. Where
let me get on that 8 weeks, because I didn't attach myself to it. So I'm going to do that.
So imagine 8 weeks and you've got that program.
There's this duality in me. There's the part of me that is kind of my old self saying, well, you've never, I don't want to say I've never done this before, because that thing that I did for my mom is haunting me in a good way. It helps me say, I can do all things through Jesus Christ who strengthens me. And that's a lie that I can't, or I'm not capable. That's even more so. Not that, it's just that I haven't. That's the only thing that, if I find that same level of commitment and vision that I did when I did help my mom move, it's not any different. I've done it.
Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and say, I never finish anything.
I never finish anything.
And let that rattle around inside. And on a scale of 0 to 10, how uncomfortable does it feel saying that? How strong does that feel?
I'm going to say a 5. I feel, yeah, a 5.
Okay. Because I know that's something you had written about too. So let's work on this. Even though part of me says I never finish anything,
Even though part of me says that I never finish anything,
I choose to love and accept myself.
I choose to love and accept myself.
Even though I doubt my ability to finish this program,
Even though I doubt my ability to finish this program,
I choose to love and honor myself.
I choose to love and honor myself.
Even though I doubt my ability to finish this program,
Even even though I doubt my ability to finish this program,
especially in only 8 weeks.
especially in only 8 weeks.
Because part of me says
Because part of me says
I have a terrible track record
I have a terrible track record
when it comes to finishing things.
when it comes to finishing things.
And when I put a deadline on something,
And when I put a deadline on something,
part of me scoffs at that.
part of me scoffs at that.
And even though I have this doubt that I can finish it,
And even though I have this doubt that I can finish it,
I choose to deeply and completely
I choose to deeply and completely
love, honor, and accept myself
love, honor, and accept myself,
and maybe anyone else involved in this.
and maybe anyone else involved in this.
All this self doubt,
All of this self doubt,
all of this self doubt.
all of this self doubt.
When I say I'm going to have this program by the first of the year,
When I say that I'm going to have this program by the first of the year,
part of me is excited
part of me is excited,
and part of me doesn't believe it's going to happen.
and part of me it doesn't believe it's going to happen.
Part of me says, yeah, right.
Part of me says, yeah, right.
Let's look at the evidence.
Let's look at the evidence.
Let's see how many things you've actually started and completed.
It's a big number.
Part of me says it rarely happens.
Part of me says that it rarely happens,
And part of me knows better.
and part of me knows better.
I finish things on a daily basis.
I finish things on a daily basis.
I absolutely have what it takes.
I absolutely have what it takes.
But sometimes I feel fear.
But sometimes I feel fear.
And so I try to persuade myself
So I try to persuade myself
that I'm not a finisher.
that I'm not a finisher.
And then I'll chalk it up to perfectionism.
So when I was a senior in college, one of my best friends talked me into going into the book. It's I forgot the Southwest Book Company. They go around and knock on doors, so that we went to training in Nashville and then went up to New York to sell books up there. And I remember in the training that they made the statement, "How you do anything is how you do everything." And this is the beginning of your stick-to-itiveness. That was the message, and that if you don't complete this, it's going to haunt you the rest of your life. Now, I don't know that they said haunt, but that was the essence
The
of the
implication, yes.
yes. And I've never tapped on that, and I've rehearsed that conversation, that whole, it was a big sales kind of place, and they're, rallying the troops and everything like that. But the reason why I quit was we went to this poor person's house. They had beer cans all over the place, and it was just, these people were poor. We're trying to sell them a, $45 book or something like that back in 1982 or whatever it was. And I felt pretty good from that perspective that this wasn't for me. But there's also a part of me that feels like that was perpetuating the, so anyway,
Great. And I'm clearing this out now.
I'm clearing this out now.
They programmed me
They programmed me
to believe that if I didn't stick with this,
that if I didn't stick with that,
I would never stick with anything.
I would never stick with anything.
Part of me decided
Part of me decided
that my ability to finish things
that my ability to finish things
was defined by walking away from that job.
was defined by walking away from that job.
And at the time,
And at the time,
seeing how crazy it was that we were trying to sell this to these people,
seeing how crazy it was that we were trying to sell this to these people,
I justified that. I justified quitting.
I justified quitting.
And part of me might have even decided
And part of me might have even decided
that even if this defined me as a quitter,
even if this defined me as a quitter,
it was the right choice.
it was the right choice.
I'd rather be a quitter
I'd rather be a quitter
than someone who took advantage of people.
than someone than someone who took advantage of people.
And I love and appreciate.
That's tears of joy, by the way.
Yeah. I love and appreciate that part of me
I love and appreciate that part of me
that made that noble choice.
that made that noble choice.
Fortunately for me,
Fortunately for me,
it's not an either or choice.
it's not an either or choice.
I am not defined by leaving that job.
I'm not defined by leaving that job.
I'm not defined as a quitter.
I'm not defined as a quitter.
Ending some things is the right choice.
Ending some things is the right choice.
And it doesn't mean that I'm a quitter.
And it doesn't mean that I'm a quitter.
Leaving ministry did not make me a quitter.
Um, leaving ministry did not make me a quitter.
Getting a divorce did not make me a quitter.
Getting a divorce did not make me a quitter.
I have walked away from things that were not right for me.
I have walked away from things that were not right for me
to make room for things that were more right.
To make room for things that were more right.
That does not define me as a quitter.
That does not define, the one thing that I'll say is, and I don't know if you were going to get to this anyway, but that incident defined me as a lover. I love people, and my standard is I'm not going to take advantage of people. And so anyway, just thought I'd throw that in there.
And I'm processing all of these feelings.
I'm processing all of these feelings.
So I have a greater freedom to take action.
Is that why I have a greater freedom to take action?
I can get this program done.
I can get this program done.
In the mind of God, it's already done.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. I seriously had a come to Jesus moment this week that was, there was maybe a taste of guilt in it, but most of it was glorious in that he's like, I'm just waiting for you. I'm just waiting for you. And that's very exciting.
And he loves me even when I keep him waiting.
And he loves me even when I keep him waiting.
But I choose to not keep him waiting too long.
I choose to not keep him. Well, for 2 more months, he can wait.
So what stops me?
So what stops me?
What slows me down?
What slows me down?
What would keep me from getting this done?
What would keep me from getting this done?
What am I afraid of?
What am I afraid of?
Am I afraid it won't be good enough?
Am I afraid that it won't be good enough?
Am I afraid that it won't be perfect?
Am I afraid that it won't be perfect?
Am I afraid that it will be great?
Interestingly, this week I made a decision. Um, I had complicated the project, and I reflected on that, and I'm like, that's out. I'm gonna streamline this, and I'm gonna get it done. If in phase two I want to add that back in, I will, but
It
it's gonna
won't be
get
written in
done.
stone. Everything can be modified.
Yeah, yeah. So that was a good breakthrough for me, and I actually, my daughter was working with me, and I had lost a access to one of my um, uh, Google sites, um, and I remembered that I think the whole outline is done because I had complicated it. My old one wasn't done, but I'm pretty sure if it's not done, I need 21 lessons, and I'm almost positive, and I'm just going to go with it. Whatever the 21 I have, that's what I'm doing. I'm not going, if I have 21, I'm done. And now it's a matter of producing from there. No more of this kind of work. It's producing. The 2 weeks with that in mind is um, with releasing the baggage at another level. I am totally confident that I can make it happen,
And I'm clearing up any doubts,
and I'm clearing up any doubts,
releasing those at a cellular level,
releasing those at a cellular level,
and all the way back through my past,
and all the way back through my past,
releasing all those things that might stop me.
releasing all of those things that might stop me,
Going back through my entire life
going back through my entire life
to all those different events
to all those different events
that might have created blocks,
that might have created blocks,
all those times in my life
all of those times in my life
that I somehow got the message
that I somehow got the message
that I didn't have what it takes,
that I didn't have what it takes,
that I wasn't good enough,
that I wasn't good enough,
that I wasn't worthy and deserving.
that I wasn't worthy and deserving.
Clearing up those misunderstandings.
Clearing up those misunderstandings.
My dad's comments
My dad's comments
about me not continuing my coin collection
about me not continuing my coin collection
and feeling defined by that,
and feeling defined by that,
even though I knew that was a misunderstanding.
even though I knew that was a misunderstanding.
But maybe part of me felt safer believing it.
And I would say, I still have that piece of me that wants to be right. It's just, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's compromising my relationship with my dad. And I just don't want to do that. But that's what I still have this remaining.
Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Yeah, close your eyes, take a deep breath. Allow yourself to be aware of where in your body you're holding on to that anger. And just being honest with yourself and being curious rather than judgmental. I could be free from this if ... What do you think you need in order to feel peace?
I just need to release the attachment because it's all about me.
And go, so your eyes closed, go and get inside and find that part of you that says, but I need this attachment, that part that's clinging to this clinging to that need to be right.
Mm-hmm.
Being curious, not judgmental, loving and being compassionate with this, this part of you.
Yeah.
And asking, what do you need? Rather than just saying, I need you to be gone, say, what what does that version of Chuck need? So that he doesn't just feel screwed. You don't want to just say to him, look, your needs don't matter.
Mm,
So asking
yeah.
him what he feels he needs.
Did you see the name of him? You may not have picked it up, but I wrote something to you. I I I call him Miggy, the amygdala.
Oh, yes. Right. Yeah.
I wrote that in something to you, but
Yeah.
just having fun with it,
Yeah.
just I know I'm trying to understand how maybe it doesn't matter, but like how he's trying to protect me.
Yeah.
How um, well, I feel like I'm going to lose my power. I think that must be,
So with your eyes closed,
yeah.
how on a scale of 0 to 10, how strongly is Miggy hanging on to this anger and resentment towards your dad?
It's like at a 5.
Okay. Side of the hand. Even though Miggy thinks he needs this,
Even though Miggy thinks he needs this,
I choose to love and accept myself.
I choose to love and accept myself.
Even though Miggy thinks he needs this,
Even though Miggy thinks he needs this,
I choose to love and honor myself.
I choose to love and honor myself.
Even though Miggy thinks he needs this
Even though Miggy thinks he needs this
and thinks it's worth the sacrifices.
no judgment.
Yeah, no judgment.
And he thinks it's worth the sacrifices,
Not because he's bad or stupid.
not because he's bad or stupid,
Not because I'm weak or lazy,
not because I'm weak or lazy,
but because of old programming,
because of old programming,
which a lot of it came from dad.
which a lot of it came from dad.
And even though Miggy thinks he needs this,
And even though Miggy thinks he needs this,
I choose to deeply and completely
I choose to deeply and completely
love, honor, and accept myself
love, honor, and accept myself
and my dad
and my dad
and my mom
and my mom,
and maybe everybody else involved,
maybe everyone else involved.
even Jim.
Even, yeah. Well, I thought we were going to leave Jim out today.
Any place anyone might be showing up, we're clearing it. All of Miggy's need to hang on to this.
All of Miggy's need to hold on to this.
All Miggy's need to hang on to anger and resentment.
All of Miggy's need to hang on to resentment, anger, and resentment,
Especially towards dad.
especially towards dad,
Especially over that coin collection.
especially over that coin collection.
I refuse to forgive him for that.
I refuse to forgive him for that.
Not because I'm bad or stupid.
Not because I'm bad or stupid.
Not because I'm weak or lazy.
Not because I'm weak or lazy.
Not because I'm failing as a Christian.
Not because I'm failing as a Christian.
But because I have programming telling me
Because I have programming telling me
that I need this.
that I need this.
I need this for control.
I need this for control.
If I were to let this go,
See, it's Chucky. It's Chucky still trying to find his place in the world, trying to get his power and saying, look at me. I'm important and worthy. And to me, that was a statement of just the opposite of that, is why I was so offended by it, and still a little bit am still.
and I love and appreciate those parts of me
And I love and appreciate those parts of me
that say I need to stay offended.
that I need to stay offended.
Because if I didn't hang on to this offense,
Because if I didn't hang on to this offense,
how would I be in danger?
how would I be in danger?
Part of me is afraid that I would be.
Part of me is afraid that I would be.
If I don't hang on to this offense,
If I don't hang on to this offense,
I become a doormat.
I become a doormat.
I'm basically saying,
it's interesting that it's just the opposite. That's what I think, but it's breaking through. This is what's going to make me not be a doormat.
Absolutely. That's why we're tapping on it.
I never have.
I wouldn't be tapping you into being a doormat. No, we're tapping into your real power.
Right, right. But I didn't realize how debilitating. I mean, I knew it was, but like I was like throwing gas on the fire of me feeling like little Chucky, and
Yeah.
there's, like I said, there's lots of beautiful things about Chucky, but this part is not serving me.
And I felt defined by that incident.
I felt defined by that incident.
And I'm allowing myself to let that go.
I'm allowing myself to let that go.
I wish I could have stood in my power then.
I wish I could have stood in my power then.
Heard my dad's sermon.
Say that again.
Heard my dad's sermon.
Heard my dad's sermon.
And say, that's not what happened.
Oh, excuse me.
You're taking a lot of literary license here.
You're taking a lot of literary license here.
And he was doing the best he could.
He was doing the best he could.
On the cross, Christ said,
On the cross, Christ said,
forgive them, Father.
Forgive them, Father.
They know not what they do.
They know not what they do.
I'm going to paraphrase that.
I'm going to paraphrase that.
Forgive my father.
Forgive my father.
He knew not what he did.
He knew not what he did.
And I can set myself free. Because Dad wasn't perfect.
Can set myself free. Because Dad
wasn't perfect.
Wasn't perfect.
And he made mistakes.
And he made mistakes.
And I'm not defined by that.
So the residual of it is that I've compromised our relationship because I've made it, a big deal. I'm not going to minimize it. That's, and he was really blown away and hurt that he had hurt me. But he had no intention of hurting me. I'm so glad that I'm recognizing the significance, and understanding it more. I really feel like I'm on the verge of a breakthrough because
I'd say you're in the midst of one.
Yeah, no, that's yeah.
You're past the verge.
That's true. But this is also metaphorical of how I've dealt with not just my dad. It's a behavior pattern that certainly hasn't served me very well, being overly defensive about stuff.
Part of me believes it serves me perfectly.
Part of me believes that it serves me perfectly.
And I love and appreciate those parts of me.
And I love and appreciate those parts of me.
That have done the best they could.
That Miggy's done the best he could.
With the mixture of information and misinformation.
With the mixture of information and misinformation.
And the different circumstances that I was in.
In the different circumstances that I was in.
My circumstances were not always ideal.
My circumstances were not always ideal.
So to expect
So to expect
that I would always come up with ideal solutions.
that I would always come up with ideal solutions.
May have been raising the bar a bit too high.
May have been raising the bar a bit too high.
Not only am I forgiving Dad,
Not only am I forgiving Dad,
I am forgiving myself,
I'm forgiving myself,
including for the lack of forgiveness.
including for the lack of forgiveness.
Because so much of my life
Because so much of my life
is driven by following Christ.
is driven by following Christ.
And when I hold on to resentment towards my dad,
And when I hold on to resentment for my dad,
it tells me I'm not being perfect at this.
it tells me I'm not being perfect at this.
And I'm loving myself.
And I'm loving myself.
And I'm forgiving myself.
And I'm forgiving myself.
And I'm allowing myself to shift this.
And I'm allowing myself to shift this.
For the highest good of all concerned.
For the highest good of all concerned.
And going through this.
And going through this.
As a divine perfection.
As a divine perfection.
I wouldn't have much to teach people.
I wouldn't have much to teach people.
If I had no challenges to overcome.
If I had no challenges to overcome.
And I'm overcoming them.
You know, that idea of, I mean, it's like, I'm going to be teaching people how to memorize the Bible, and I'm the least likely person, and helping people with what I'm going through, and quote unquote, I'm the least likely. I mean, God just uses us with all of our imperfections. It's a wonderful thought.
We're perfectly imperfect.
We're perfectly imperfect.
We're divinely imperfect.
We're divinely imperfect.
If God wanted us to be perfect, he could have made that happen.
If God would have wanted to make us perfect, he could have made that happen.
And God decided that would have been too boring.
And God decided that would be too boring.
And I'm allowing myself to heal.
And I'm allowing myself to heal.
All this remaining resentment towards my dad.
All this remaining resentment for my dad.
I'm allowing myself to heal.
I'm allowing myself to heal.
And that's not compromising myself.
And that's not compromising myself.
I'm not dishonoring Chucky.
I'm not dishonoring Chucky.
I'm not betraying Chucky.
I'm not betraying Chucky.
I'm setting us free.
I'm setting us free.
And I'm allowing myself to love myself in the process.
And I'm allowing myself to love myself in the process.
In body, mind, and spirit.
In body, mind, and spirit.
And take a deep breath. And check in with how much Miggy needs to hang on to that resentment. If it was at a 5 before, does it feel any different?
It's like maybe a 1, a small 1. I just very, very little, or I might have the numbers backwards. Do I have the bet? If I
No, you're right.
One.
And Miggy's need to hang on to it. So down to a 1 is almost
down to 1.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. But anyway, that was exciting. I really enjoyed that process right there. It was, I just feel that I feel the possibilities. I feel, I want to tell you something real quick. I told you about my ice bath challenge, right?
Yes.
It's become very metaphorical for what I'm going through. Like, I've had some days really good, and some days a lot of resistance around the ice bath. And I actually enjoy it. I bought this thing and I just used it yesterday for the first time. I had been laying down in the bathtub and not getting the full, you know, to here. Well, this thing I bought is big enough for me to sit in with my legs out. And so I can go all the way to the bottom of it, and I'm all the way up to here. And so, and yesterday I had the coldest one I ever had, and I didn't have any issues with the bath, but the issues I've had, I know are not related to the bath. It's this stuff right here that I don't even, but it's kind of scattered because it's, all of them, but um, I'm excited about that because I know I'm going to break through. And the ice bath is, I'm on like day 12 or something like that, but it's really been powerful to be doing that because it's mysteriously breaking through stuff and I don't even know what. Like I haven't said, I just, this is the ice spot challenge. So it's the cold and, shivering and all that kind of stuff, that little bit of that. But what it represents, I haven't even defined that except it's everything. It's, just like I did my mom's move. This ice bucket challenge is similar to that for me. It is, and that's why the resistance there. I've made it that metaphorically that, and so, but anyway, thought I'd give you a update on that one. So that's going good. There's been a couple of days, like one day, I almost quit. Isn't that nice? That's a good word, isn't it? Because I forgot. I had my grandson's football game, and so I wasn't able to do it in the afternoon, so I forgot about it. And it was like 8 o'clock at night. And I'm trying to say, well, I could start over or whatever. I'm starting to rationalize, it's too late, to do it or whatever, all the excuses I was coming up with. And then I just snapped and I'm like, no, I didn't use a curse word, but it did come to my mind. No flipping way. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to do that. The next day I had a little bit of resistance with it too. And it was later on when I finally got to the gym, like 6, 7, maybe 7 o'clock. But I'm enjoying bringing that along for the ride. It's really been. I'm eating a little bit better, but gonna make a bigger commitment there. But this was a good week, even because of, I went from 2 to 5, and I'm excited about this week. I think I have my whole, when I went down to Georgia, I recorded the whole way. So I had my iPad playing, I was doing all psychology of trading. And I would listen to a portion of this trading, and then I would pontificate about it by recording it. And I haven't gone back and listened to all that. So, and I don't know if I'll get to that this week, but I have all the materials that I listened to probably maybe 10 hours on this trip. And then I recorded probably close to that much, just, free thinking. Yeah. So anyway, my point is that last week when you asked me, what's on the plate, and I couldn't even get, we had to tap on, nothing's on the plate. I mean, you didn't use that, but after we got done, like I said, I did some vision board work. I wrote down like the next steps, like crystallizing, because one of the things that can get in the way is I have all, like, the reason why I couldn't answer you, because I had 6 answers and I couldn't say them all at one time. It wasn't that, and also I had not committed the path to paper. Now I'm not totally through with that, but I know what's next. That was the most important thing. If you asked me that question this week, I would have said, I'm doing 2 trainings, so I'm going to finish the one and finish the other one, and then getting into, well, as I'm going, I'm creating my training. So like if they're doing a learning, I'm turning in that into a Socratic training. So he's saying this is how you do it, and then I, go over to my iPad and bring that chart into my, or a similar chart, and then I teach Socratically what he taught in a lecture. And so I'm already making good progress on creating that piece of it. And, the psychological part of trading, I have everything. It's like just going to unfold. That's what I'm believing. And that's what's happening. It's just, I think about, I'm like, and it's not that big when you take it one piece at a time.
How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Yeah, that's right.
But you got to start eating.
Right. Yeah. And that's, I know what, after we get off the call, I know exactly what I'm going to be doing. I don't have any lack of clarity with that. So that's exciting.
Yeah. And then break down, it's like, okay, my intention is to have it launched on January 1st, and just break it down. Here's what I, reverse engineer. I have to have this done by this. I have to have this done by this. I have to have this done by this.
I started that process. So I this week I'm going to clean it up to make sure nothing's missing, but I know what date I'm going to finish my trainings by Friday. And then by the following Friday, I'm going to have everything crystallized in the, psycho-emotional part of trading, ready to now. And then the next thing will be, the bigger thing is, creating my training. But it's easy to do that. I sat down for 2 hours the other day and I did a lot. I mean, the whole beginning training is done, like 3 or 4 modules with all, like 80% of the beginning training is done. And also a lot of others that, and I'm not the most organized person in the world.
Tap, 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 tap.
But what I'm saying is that I'm being organized, but I'm not perfect at it. And I'm going to stop focusing on the fact that I'm not perfectly organized, and I'm going to get, excuse my French, shit done. I'm just going to get it done. And then, as I get closer to the end of the project, I can, if I need to, I can go back and modify and amplify, right? Or I can do that on the next. This is a work in progress. It's an online project. It doesn't, at least in the beginning, the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to make this is where it's all automated, right? But in the beginning, I'm going to teach it, right? And I need to get, no, I'm not going to say that. I am going to get where I'm an expert at teaching it, and then I can automate it, where there can't be hiccups in the automated process. It's just, there's nobody on there. Well, I mean, I'm probably going to, I'm going to probably either be on there or have somebody on there to answer questions, but nobody that's teaching it. So there'll be a, take care of that. But anyway, I just telling you that,
Yeah.
I mean, this session has been wonderful, because um, I just, I feel like two things. Um, one is my, what's the word? The will to do something, conviction maybe, or I'll just say conviction.
Yeah.
So my clarity, oh, two C's too. So I got to make an article out of this. I got to add it, find another C for it. Conviction and clarity are my two words. I just have so much more clarity. And it started really last week. Well, it's been the whole time, but I felt like there was a big breakthrough. But I really feel like this week, what did you say? I said, I was on the verge. And what did you say?
Oh, you said on the verge of a breakthrough. I said you're in the midst of a breakthrough.
I am absolutely in the midst of a breakthrough, and because of that, my productivity is going to just absolutely soar. I believe that.
Excellent. All right, you get time for a guided imagery?
I sure do.
Then please get yourself.
We didn't go for an hour 37 this time, did we? All right, right on time.
Sometimes I go a little.
No, I wasn't complaining. And you know, I'll say I appreciate that, because out of all the sessions, that's the one that really needed it.
Yeah.
I felt like that it was very powerful, and I appreciate that extra time. I really do.
So close your eyes, get yourself comfortable. Take a deep breath in and hold it. And let it go. Another deep breath in and hold it. And let it go. A third deep breath in and hold it. And let it go. Now just breathing comfortably with your eyes closed. Breathing comfortably, and just imagine that with each breath you take in, you breathe in relaxation and positive energy. Go ahead and imagine a healing light of whatever color you like surrounding your body, so that with each breath you take in, your lungs comfortably draw in that healing light, allowing it to flow through every muscle, nerve, fiber, tissue, cell, and atom of your body. Imagine a healing shower flowing down, crystal clear water that's a perfect temperature as it flows over the top of your head, soothing and relaxing your scalp, washing away fear, doubt, anxiety, washing away anger, sadness, guilt, shame, washing away pain, frustration, disappointment, embarrassment. Washing these away to reveal the light that you truly are. This unique expression of divine light and love. Allowing more and more of that light to be revealed as that healing shower flows over your forehead, relaxing the muscles in your face. Flowing down over the back of your head, your neck, your shoulders, washing away tension, leaving your shoulders calm, comfortable, and relaxed. Healing shower flowing down your arms, all the way down over your fingertips, down over your chest and your stomach, soothing and relaxing, healing and cleansing. Allowing yourself to remain comfortably in whatever position you choose. Allow that healing shower to flow down over your upper and lower back. And as your torso relaxes, your internal organs comfortably do whatever they need to do to achieve and maintain your optimal level of health and well-being in body, mind, and spirit. As that healing shower continues down over your body, down over your hips and your thighs, over your knees, down your lower legs, through your ankles, into your feet. And finally, that relaxation flows over your toes as you allow yourself to relax twice as much, going at least twice as deep with each number as I count backwards. 5, drifting down to 4, floating down to 3, 2, 1. And 0 is deep sleep. Deeper, deeper. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And 0 is deep sleep. And in this comfortable state of mind and body, go ahead and imagine yourself in some really beautiful place. Some place where you allow yourself to be present to the beauty, the magnificence, the abundance of creation. All these blessings that God has put here for you as much as anyone else. Allow yourself to know at your very core that you are as worthy and deserving of God's blessings as anyone. Go ahead and imagine yourself at the shore of a body of water. And across the water, you can see something that is a goal of health, a goal of wealth, a goal of contribution. And it's on the far side of this body of water. And just allow yourself to imagine the connection, the encouragement, the support of God that Moses must have felt at the Red Sea. And just looking at that obstacle and just allowing those waters to part in front of you. Just feeling God's presence as these obstacles are removed and you have the freedom to move forward. A level of freedom that you hadn't allowed yourself before. Allowing yourself now to take those first steps, moving forward towards your goals. Feeling God's loving support. Knowing that you are worthy of God's loving support. Knowing that you are worthy of the successful achievement of these goals. You are worthy and deserving of the health, wealth, happiness, and love which you desire. As are all the other people who will benefit from those. Allow yourself greater and greater freedom to move forward in all aspects of your life. Moving forward joyfully. Let's go even deeper now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And 0 is deep sleep. In a moment, I'll count you back out from 0 up to 5. 5 will be wide awake, alert, focused, and energetic, feeling much better than before, feeling much greater freedom to move forward, knowing that you have what it takes, and knowing that God has everything else. Tonight, when you choose to go to sleep, don't be surprised when you fall asleep quickly, soundly, deeply, and sleep very well through the night. During the night, you'll dream. The more you dream, the stronger you become. I'm going to ask your unconscious mind to allow at least one of your dreams to be a very healing dream. Continuing this healing process in body, mind, and spirit so that in the morning, at the time you've chosen to wake up, you wake up easily, feeling refreshed, energetic, and ready to start the day again, powerfully moving forward into that ever more joyful experience of an ever greater abundance of health, wealth, happiness, and love, which are your birthright and which benefit others. Now go back down to 0, which is always deep sleep, allowing your mind, body, and spirit to digest all of these positive thoughts and images, taking them in at a very deep level so that these positive changes occur easily, effortlessly, and naturally. Coming up to 1, feeling physically relaxed. 2, feeling emotionally calm and confident. 3, health and well-being, enthusiasm, love, joy, and gratitude flowing through every muscle, nerve, fiber, tissue, cell, and atom of your body. 4, becoming more and more alert and aware of your surroundings. And 5 is eyes open, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake. and welcome.
I almost went to sleep again, but I said no. Don't go. I
Right.
I
Last week I meant to ask you, so did you have a good nap the week before?
I did. I did. I I've always been able to, like, I go to the dentist and I put myself into a, like, self-hypnotic, and many times while they're working on my teeth, I go to sleep, or I'm just so out of it that they don't even try to talk to me because I don't even respond to them, you know.
Mm.
That's actually from, I learned how to self-hypnosis. I remember buying that first book when I was, again, in high school. I just had a, I have, I just let it, I buried it for a long while, but that, all of who I was when I was in high school and college, I'm that and more. It's not like I'm going backwards, I'm going forwards to an amplified version of how I played life back then, because I played at a high level. I have, I'll just say this one last thing. I don't know if I put this in my deal, but I have a couple of friends from my youth group that said stuff about me that just humbled me, but also uplifted me. Just the impact that I had on that world, you know, my youth group, and, you know, the kids and the fellow youth. Um, I played big, you know, for that, for about 8 years. So anyway, I'm excited about that. That, you know, I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've spoken a lot about that, but that's the other piece. Is just, I know that this is going to have me, as I break through in all these areas, the impact that I have with people just
Absolutely.
showing up. You know, that's the way I play life with my grandson, is how I'm going to play life with everyone. Being that, now I, you know,
I'm gonna have you rephrase that. So be tapping here. You just said
okay,
that's how I'm going to play life.
that's how I am playing life.
That's how I am. There you go. Don't put it off till the future
Oh
because you're
yeah,
already doing it, Chuck. You are
yeah,
already doing it.
I am, I notice a difference when I'm around people, the effect that I'm having on them. So, without a doubt,
Yeah.
that's exciting. Thank you.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Awesome. I will send you the link to download this very shortly.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, Chuck. Have an awesome, awesome week. Get
Yeah.
that habit tracker printed out and get your game
It's
plan.
right here. It's
Got
right
it.
here. So I'm gonna put it on my mirror. I'll do that first. I was gonna do something else, but I'm gonna make that my number one priority because that's so beneficial. You know, that's, it really is. So,
Cool.
thank
All
you.
right, sir. You take care.
All right, take care.